Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Tricketing. Yes, guys, this is another amazing edition of Wake Up with Trickett, where we think outside the box. Nobody's stuck in the matrix here, guys. We are always growing, learning, and evolving to our higher and our better self. Because a better version of you is a better experience for the next person that comes encounter with you. Yeah? So anyway, guys, if this is your first time coming across my page, my name is Trickett, where we are all waking up together. And I hope you stay for a long time and not a short time. And if you like the content, because here you're going to see something mystical, magical, and spiritual. You are always going to receive truth, love, and clarity. And if that is something that you are looking for, and then hit that subscribe button and join the family. And let's all learn and grow together so we can be powerful beings as we're supposed to be. And if you are a new subscriber, I am blessed to have you, very grateful to have you. And I hope you stay for a long time and not a short time. And if you my OGs, my A1s from day ones, you know I love loyalty. And you have been very faithful and loyal to me and yourself on this journey. And so I am very proud of you. And I am very grateful for you. So don't be shy to tell a friend, share my channel, because don't just keep the good stuff to yourself, but share it so somebody else can grow and evolve and become a better version of their self. Okay. So, guys, hope everybody's doing exceptionally well. It is Sunday evening. Tomorrow is Money Making Meditation Monday, and I hope everybody will start their day with great intentions, because when you start it with a great intention, you have a better chance of going through your day and ending it on a high note. Yes? Okay. So, trials and tribulations. Test, trials, and tribulations. They will come while we're down here on this 3D planet in these avatar bodies as spiritual beings that has taken on the flesh, and we're learning. We're learning to become better versions of ourselves. And more importantly, we are here to learn who we truly and really are. And we're going to go through a lot of trials, tests, and tribulations. That's why we have the opposition, the karmics, as we call them, those that dwell in the spiritual ghetto. Yes? Ask them, where's your address at? And they say, I reside in the spiritual ghetto. That is where I slum at. And down there, they steal, they rob, they lie, they cheat. And they do everything they can but do the right thing. They do work on everyone outside of them except on themselves. They are the takers. They are low vibrational creatures by choice. They don't believe in working for what they want. They believe in taking from others. And they're also a part of the tests, trials, and tribulations that we got to go through. And so we have to have them in our lives to help us build our spiritual muscle, to help us build our faith so we can become stronger, wiser, and better individuals. So, my question to all of you this evening is, how did you do so far? Did you keep the faith? Did you keep the faith when God, the creator, divine creator of all, allowed the opposition to steal from you? Did you keep the faith? Did you keep the faith when you had no idea how you were going to pay your mortgage, your rent, your lease? Did you keep the faith? Did you keep the faith when you had no idea how you were going to get your vehicle fixed? Did you keep the faith? Did you keep the faith when you were cheated on, lied to, looked over on that promotion? Did you keep the faith? Did you keep the faith when God did not show himself in a way that you were expecting him to? Did you keep the faith? Did you keep your eyes still on the prize? Did you keep the faith when those around you was prospering here and there and elevating and growing and looking like they were living the life, and you were left struggling? Did you, collective, keep the faith? Not were you perfect, but did you keep the faith? Did you keep the faith when your utilities got cut off and you didn't know how you were going to turn them back on? Did you keep the faith when you got that divorce that you didn't even ask for and you put your whole heart into the relationship and it looked like it didn't give you what you gave it? It wasn't equal give and take. And it looked like the person did you wrong, divorced you, and moved on, left you with the bills, left you in sorrow, left you in misery, left you heartbroken. And it looked like they were excelling, like they were just doing good, like no punishment came to them. It looked like God just turned the opposite way. Did you keep the faith? Did you keep the faith when you lost your job? Did you keep the faith when you were overlooked on that promotion and you were there longer and your projects produced more than someone else, but yet and still you did not get the promotion? Did you keep the faith? Did you keep the faith, collective, when you prayed and prayed and cried and prayed and it looked like God paid you no attention? Or it looked like God was just moving extremely extremely slow to get to you. Did you keep the faith? Did you? Because those that kept the faith through their tests, trials, and tribulations that were allowed, that were permitted by the Most High God. He allowed it to test you, to build your spiritual muscle. He allowed it so he can break you down and then reshape you to who you truly are and who you are to be. Did you keep the faith? I'm not saying did you not go up and down? Did you have moments to where you were up, you were down, you're up, you were down, depending on how long you've been on this road? You might have been up and down quite a bit because you're learning. We are in these fleshly bodies, these avatar bodies, as spiritual divine beings that are living out a human experience. And we're here to be the best that we can be, to dwell in a high vibration, to be love and light amongst one another. And as you and I both know, the world that we live in today is not so loving and giving and taking in that manner. There's a lot of selfishness. There's a lot of people that do not want to do the work, but they rather take from you and place burdens on you by stealing from you. These are your takers. These are what we call karmics. People that dwell in a low vibrational state. People that dwell in a negative energy. When you ask them where they live at, it's always the spiritual ghetto, the slums, where everyone steals, robs, half-truths, takes, lies, deceives. These are these people. And although we've encountered these people, and a lot of us still encounter these people, because they help us grow in many ways when you keep the faith. So did you keep the faith? When your family members wore a mask, pretending to be love, pretending to have your back, pretending to support you, and the entire time they had nothing but hate in their heart, because this is where you harbor hate and negative and positive thoughts. Not this heart that everybody likes to, it's in my heart. No, this heart just pumps blood. This is the heart that houses the good and bad. And when they wore that mask, and when they lived the life of a hypocrite, pretending to be one way, but they were really a demonic monster underneath. helping people steal from you, helping people deceive you. Some of you, like myself, have kids, and these kids could be their nieces, nephews, and yet and still they paid that no mind and even tried to take from them by taking from you because of jealousy, because of envy, which turned to hate. Did you keep the faith? Did you keep the faith when God allowed that to happen and allowed them to go hidden under the radar where no one really could see who they really were? And when you spoke on it, He allowed it to where no one heard you, no one believed you, because it was all a part of the test to see if you would keep the faith. So did you, collective, keep the faith? Did you keep the faith when you lost a relative? When a good friend turned on you? When people rose up that you didn't even know against you to do you wrong for their own selfish gain? And God, who sees all, allowed it. Did you keep the faith? Not perfect, but did you keep the faith? When sickness came upon you and you were not able to do the things that you were used to doing, and it looked like you were just getting a bad deal in life, like you were just dealt a bad hand in life, did you keep the faith? When you were falsely arrested, when people lied on you, when people had a smear campaign behind your back and just told lie after lie after lie, and God allowed it. Did you keep the faith? Those that have public platforms, such as myself and some of my collective, when you were shadow banned, because the enemy that dwells in the spiritual ghetto slums had other people like-minded like them that were also bottom feeders, that worked in different positions in life and had no problem doing a little something strange for some change, for the money. They had no problem shadow banning you, which is stealing from you, stealing your views. Did you keep the faith? When the doppelgangers were pretending to be you, because in the spiritual ghetto slums, they have no identity because they have not did the work on themselves. So they're always looking on the outside to come up off of someone somehow. And there's no moral values or compass in them. They are like wild weeds. They are like poison ivy. Did you keep the faith when God allowed it? Did you keep the faith? Because it's very important through these tests, trials, and tribulations that we are faced with, that we go through, that we pass these tests with good grades. Because as we pass these tests, we are rewarded. As we pass these tests, we become better versions of ourselves, even if you feel weary, even if you feel tired, even if you feel exhausted. If you keep on going and keep it pushing. Some days you can run. Some days you can walk. Some days you're crawling. And some days you're not even crawling, you're on your belly. But you're still pushing through to where you can get back up on your knees, to get back up on your feet, to start walking one step ahead of the other. And as long as you keep progressing, you are passing the test. Why? Because you have not given up. You are not a quitter. You have not surrendered to the enemy and the tactics that have been thrown at you. Did you keep the faith when God put you in isolation? Some of us for years, as He worked on you and worked on us to become better versions of us. And the enemy thought it was them doing it. And the enemy thought they had you stuck, but did not know the whole time you were learning and becoming stronger and stronger and wiser and smarter. They just thought you were curled up in a corner somewhere, hopeless, fearful, wanting to physically and spiritually die. Did you keep the faith? Are you passing your test? Some tests we have to redo because we have failed some. So we have pass, and we might hit one to where we have to retake the test, but then we pass it. That's okay if you had to retake a test. Because as long as you was willing to retake it, as long as you was willing to evaluate where you went wrong at, as long as you was willing to look in the mirror and not blame no one on the outside, despite the circumstances, but you knew it was greater is He that lives in you than anyone and anything out in the world. Did you keep the faith? Did you have a problem retaking the test? Or did you complain and fold and break? And the enemy celebrated because another one bites the dust that should have been an amazing divine being. Are you passing your test? Because if you are, let me tell you something. Your celebration is just right around the corner. Your celebration is closer than what you think. Your good days are closer than what you think. So are you passing the test when your money is short and you don't know how you're going to make ends meet? Did you keep the faith? Did you constantly believe that the divine creator of all was not going to allow you to fail as long as you kept the faith? He allowed you to struggle. The weapon was formed. You felt it because that's how you grow from it. If you don't have anyone to battle, how do you know how strong you are? Did you keep the faith when he allowed people to do witchcraft on you and use demonic demons and entities to come against you? Did you keep the faith when they needed an entire community to come against just little old you, one person? Because in the flesh, they seen you as alone. They seen you as someone that didn't have any help, no support. And that was an illusion because they could not see in the spiritual realm that you had an army, a family that was always there for you, that they can't defeat. How do we know this? Because whenever God is ready to deal with the enemy, they always lose. No one has ever beat God. No one has ever beat God. He is undefeated. But their pride and ego, because God sends them strong illusions, as if what they're doing is working, because he might have allowed some things to take place, and they're like, ha ha, we're winning. And he's laughing at them, along with all the angels, gods and goddesses that are watching, saying, you fool, you really think you are more powerful than those that dwell in the higher spiritual realms. While you light your candle and you need a whole community to hold hands and do satanic rituals, because you're so weak, you need all the help that you can get in your spiritual ghetto slumming living, and you still lose when you thought you were winning. Collective, are you passing your test? Those have been in isolation for years. Those have been in isolation for a little while. But your little while still feels like, wow, I've been stuck for a minute. Did you keep the faith? Are you keeping the faith? Do you believe that this is not your outcome, but this is just something you must go through? Or have you threw your hands up and said, oh, whatever. I guess I'll just never be anything. I guess I'll never have anyone. I guess I'll never be successful. I guess I'll never be happy. That is what your enemy is speaking to others about you. That is verbal witchcraft. They are speaking negative energy in hopes that it will attach to you like leeches and then suck you dry to leave you hopeless and helpless. Did you keep the faith? Are you keeping the faith? Are you still showing gratitude? Are you still thanking God for every day that you are alive to see and you wake up to see? Because a lot of people, their time ran out. Do you still believe that things will work out in your favor?